Yeah. Hi, how are you? So, here are my two audience members this evening, my fiance Robin and my son Luca. We had a third audience member, but she has now recently went out with one of her friends. So, I'd like to go ahead and start off with my presentation. And my name is Teresa Roberts, and I am presenting on vocation and my true calling in life. So, I want to first start off by restating my mission statement. And my mission statement is I want to give the gift of my experience to others, and I also want to receive the gift of others' experiences. And this has kind of been a really great class and a perfect timing because I too am searching for my most perfect vocation. So in chapter one, it kind of begins to start to explore. Um, Not everyone understands or maybe feels like they have a calling, and so they kind of just get into a job and they kind of feel like, hey, how can I even stand this job? It's just not what I really want to be doing. Um, Also, in chapter one, we start to begin to explore how we're called to do different things. And when I started to go back through my reflections of assignments that we have done in the past, one of the things that really stood out to me was from a paper that we wrote concerning our calling and do people have it or not. And what I had discovered is I want to wear many hats. I want to be a continuous learner and I always want to keep growing. And chapter one also explores the idea that we may not understand what our calling is, and it may require for us to identify or to even live out and change into a whole new career path in general. Um, when I did my reflection on my dream job interview, it really pushed me to think about what it is that I really want to be doing and how I am connected with the world and others. And so I really started to dig deep. And a couple, I admire a few people, but a person that I really admire right now is my dear friend Natalie because she really has put a huge importance on her time. And in chapter one, we also explore how we need to think deeply and how we need to really choose a job that gives us a good balance. And again, in chapter four, we kind of learned about the idea of a healthy diet and a good balance. I started to think of my calling and what job I'm truly supposed to be in when I was in training in Waterloo. So I had accepted a job with the state of Iowa and I went to this very extensive training. And while I was there, I was starting to think, is this my true calling? And it kept feeling to me like, no, this wasn't my truest calling at all. In chapter three, it talks about, do we just take a job to put food on the table, or do we take a job for a social need, or a financial need, or for legacy? And I had started to discover that I'm not sure that this is these things are the real reason why you should take a certain job or enter into a certain vocation. And so I started to think about my purpose. And after reviewing an assignment that we had did, I had noticed that where I emphasize my purpose the most is to serve others and maybe even teach in other countries. So eventually, I have resigned from the state of Iowa, and I'm in search of this desire to fill this void of serving others and what is my truest vocation. And in chapter 5, it speaks of doing good, and then that is good for yourself. Doing good for others is also good for yourself. And that really resonates with me. When I talk with Natalie, she really stresses having this healthy balance. And I can make a connection to chapter 4 with the idea of a healthy diet is also, to me, the same thing as a healthy balance. Actually, that's in chapter 9. And chapter 9 really digs deep into that well-balanced diet. And so I started to reflect on the assignment 21 Days of Gratitude. And during those 21 Days of Gratitude, the thing that I seemed to, the thing that I seemed to really be grateful for is my family and my financial security and my pets and my desire to travel. So anyway, that assignment really pushed me to start to really think deeply and more deeply about what my true vocation is. I feel like I have a great support of people around me. I mean, even with my son and my fiance watching this video, these two men are great support to me and really encourage me to do the things that I want to do that make me feel happy. And Natalie kind of confirms this too by making sure that she's taking time to do things that make her feel good as well. When I revisited what the assignment about what people think about me, and I was revisiting what my daughter Ellison had to say and what Natalie had to say, it's very ironic that both of them feel that I have a strong desire to help my community and people in the world. So after putting all of these things together, and really taking some time to think what is important to me, I feel that my truest calling is to enter into a vocation that does help others, and also finding that time for my family and my friends. So, good news, I have been applying at some jobs that I feel best suit my vocation. And going back to chapter 1, maybe choosing a new career path. So anyway, thank you so much, and I guess this is kind of the end of my video. Bye, Luca.
That's it?
I think so.